let's just look at this chart. It was your average sale price cost about 400 something per square feet, and now we're at almost double that. So this is what's going to tell you, how crazy the market is. There's a lot of potential for growth. There's several reasons for that in Toronto. It's just that there isn't enough housing for the population, and there's always commerce to Toronto. Pretty much, the percent of Canadians who graduate from school and start working, or other people that are immigrating to Canada, they all land in Toronto. They all end up living in Toronto, working in Toronto. This is why the housing can never catch up with the population. So in 2017, there was a dip because the market was too hot. So the government tried to control that by inputting several methods, such as they're tightening up the loan cost, mortgage, as well as other methods to cool down the market. And they did a job, but overall trend is still growing. Another chart I'll show you is this chart.
Why don't you put it on screen? Yes.
I guess this is the exchange rate for Canada, US. Why I want to show you this is, historically the exchange rate has been going up and down between Canada and US. And right now we're pretty much at the height of it. What that means is, for every US dollar, it's about $1.40 of Canadian. In the past, it used to be 1-to-1, or sometimes even the US is cheaper than the Canadian. This is what it means is that right now we have a lot of buying power. People who have US dollars and invest in Canada, that's a lot of buying power to buy houses in Canada. And so with these two charts, it shows you a lot of buying power, really good market potential to grow in the next 5 years. If you hold it, you may double your money. And while you're holding these real estate, you can get a really good rental. The rental rate has been crazy in Toronto. Pretty much every rent, people have to fight for it. Renters have to fight for it. They can't get a house or a condo to live in because it's just not enough. And then the prices just been going up like crazy. This is another chart of the rental. So while you're holding your real estate in Canada, you can get your mortgage there as well. You can go down like about 30% down or 40% down because you're a foreigner, you don't have a job in the local market, but then you can still get a mortgage. And your renters will pay for your mortgage. While you're holding it for the next 5 years or 10 years, you double your money, you double your real estate. So this is where we at in Toronto. Even with the pandemic, the market rates still have gone up recently. You can see with condo apartment, they have gone up %.
Let me ask you this, David. Sorry for interrupting. Is there rent control in Toronto?
There were control at one time, but then no longer is the case because what happened is, first there are different types of rentals, right? I mean, we're not commercial renters. I mean, if let's say you're buying a property, let's say we help you buy a property in the Toronto area, that's your own property. You're renting it out. So rent control doesn't control you. Rent control, it controls apartment buildings, an entire apartment building. People, institution. Those are the rent controls. Like for individuals, rent is set by the market. Listed for 2,500, then nobody cares. That's your own property.
Wow.
So there is, yeah. So, and then there was a rent control at one time for individual properties for per house, but they took it out. So there's no longer a rent control on how much you increase on your rent. As much as ever, as long as the renters still want to rent. But the thing is, if your renter leaves your property, they're just gonna pay even more rent, and they're gonna have a hard time trying to get a rental property because
Wow.
the demand is so high. There's just not enough housing. Let me give this one example. In the next 10 years, there are about 250,000 uh, apartment units in the planning,
Mm-hmm.
but there are gonna be the demand is about 500,000.
Mm.
You see the difference is it's just not enough even in the future.
Wow.
This is a really good time for US buyers, US investors who are buying with US money because
Mm-hmm.
you have so much buying power now. I mean, it go down to one in the future, you know, because it's all going up and down. It depends on the economy and both on the both side. Right now, US buyers has really good advantage with the buying power
What's the
because
mortgage rate right at the moment? The mortgage rate?
mortgage rate is crazy low. It's about but I just renew my mortgage. I can't even imagine. It's about I'm paying 1.8%.
Oh my God. And you can
And
put
then
30% down?
I had other people, I had my friends paying at 1.35.
Wow.
1.35. Can you imagine that?
Why do you think it's so low?
There were corrections on the prime rate, and because they were trying to because of pandemic, as well as other factors. So Bank of Canada always been adjusting their overnight rate, and then also the banks are adjusted as well. But it goes back and up and down. I think even during when it's high, it's only at 2.5 or
Mm-hmm.
2.8. That's considered high.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, in the future, we don't. Maybe after a year or two, it may go to 5% or 4%. I don't know. Historically, in the last, let's say, 10 years, let's say 5 years, it's always been under 0.5% or under 3%. I think I've been paying mortgage for the last 5 years, average at about 2.2. So,
Wow.
US buyer, you can get mortgage. You can, you have a lot of power with your down payment.
Mm-hmm.
A dollar equals $1.40 right now for
I
US
see.
dollar, right? And then the rental is crazy. You have no property in it. You're getting a crazy amount of rent. The market potential is so much high. It's so much higher than what you see now because right now, because the pandemic is low. Even with the pandemic, they're still showing a growth. And in the past 5 years, condo apartments in downtown has been growing about 10 to 15% per year.
I see. Do you have eviction moratorium in Toronto right?
Inventory is low. Inventory right now is very low. That's mainly because of the pandemic. Um, so and then people are still buying. So how we buy and sell houses in Toronto is very different from, say, other U.S. cities like Los Angeles. Maybe Los Angeles right now is getting into that type of trend as well. And in the past few years, Toronto is every property you listed out. We always have planned it for 1 week to 2 weeks because we just list it and say, okay, we're gonna review offer in 5 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get 10 offers, 15 offers on the table in
That's
five
still
days.
happening right now? Is that still happening
Yes,
right
even with the pandemic, right now, there's still multiple offers. Pretty much every property is sold with multiple offers. I would say conservatively 80% of the properties, as long as you list it well with the strategy,
now? Mm-hmm.
you will sell within 2 weeks and with multiple offers.
I see. Now we got 1 minute left. Why don't we give a summation? What would you say to U.S. Landlords, especially Californian landlords, who is having a hard time with the eviction moratorium about moving their money to China or Canada?
I think it's the time to do it. Right now is the best time. Like I mentioned with those charts, Buy power is really good. I mean, if you even move your money from here to Canada, you could eventually making 3 or 5 times more than keeping your money here in the next 5 years.
Okay.
If you buy a property there, you have nothing to worry about. Your rent is going to cover all your costs, all your mortgage. You may still get some money over from that. Then, 5 to 10 years, the market is probably going to double. I would say in 5 years, your investment may double.
Wow, sounds very exciting and attractive. Well, our time is up, but definitely very entertaining and educational. We'd love to invite you back later on. I
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
you spending time with us, and you have a wonderful day.